I think this is a hopeful day. This is a day to celebrate. I was working in Palestine when, in 2014, when Sweden recognised the Palestinian state, and I saw firsthand the hope and the joy of the Palestinians around me, and Swedish flags appearing on taxis and everywhere. And you know, it was a celebration. It was a moment where they felt that they were their struggle was recognised, their struggle was seen, and that people were standing beside them. And I know that our recognition can give that same hope. And the fact that it's been done with Spain and with Norway, I think, adds all the more to it. So this is a really important moment. And as I say, it's really an important moment of hope. And hope is absolutely needed now, because in many ways the situation appears to be completely hopeless. We have an intransient Israeli government, as it was said earlier today in the House by several speakers, the most right-wing government ever in the history of that state. We have seen relentless settlement building, creating new facts on the ground, utterly eroding the Palestinian state that we are here to recognise and to try and protect. Not just that, but we see state-sponsored and state-supported violence from the settlers in those settlements. That further puts pressure on the Palestinians, that leads to Palestinians being driven out of their homes, being driven out of their villages as their villages are attacked and burned by armed settlers, escorted and supported by the Israeli Defence Forces. Again, this is very much a deliberate policy of the government to remove Palestinians from their land. We have ongoing forced transfer, ongoing demolition of homes and villages, and without firm, strong action, places like Masafar Yatta, Arab al-Jahalin, Khan al-Amar will join places like Deir Yassin and El Zaytun that have already been wiped off the map by the Israeli government, that are nothing but ghost villages in towns that have been utterly destroyed and their residents massacred. Recognition is an incredibly important step to push back against that hopelessness, to show the Palestinians that we stand with them and we support them. But it is just a first step. We need to do more to put pressure on the Israeli government. We need to do more to put pressure on them to ensure that we are enforcing international law. Without a fair and just solution based firmly on human rights and international law, there is no hope for the region. So we need to be supporting international law and as part of a diplomatic solution in a quest for justice. And if Israel is ignoring that and ignoring the ICJ and ignoring the ICC, then we as a state that stands up for international law have a responsibility to ensure that the judgments of the ICC and the ICJ are enforced and made real and made meaningful. And yes, I do believe we need to see boycott, divestment, sanctions. I do believe we need to see the Occupied Territories Bill. I know we have advice from the Attorney General saying that the Occupied Territories Bill is illegal and couldn't pass. But that's just advice. Legal advice only becomes legal fact in front of a judge. So let's pass the Occupied Territories Bill and go to Brussels, or to Luxembourg, go to the CJEU and defend the bill. Because the bill does nothing more than to make real our commitments that we already have under international law. It is designed to fit perfectly into European Union law, and it is designed that to make real international law so that occupations everywhere aren't being supported. And that is an incredibly important step. It is the next step that we must take beyond recognition to ensure that we fight, that we push back against the Israeli government's agenda and actions here. Because, yes, what we are seeing in Rafah and Gaza is horrendous and heartbreaking and appalling. But when the bombs stop falling and the hostages are released, the occupation will still be there. And we need to be aware of that and keep fighting against the occupation, even beyond this horrific current stage of violence.